Kadosh, I wanted to share with you a short idea on this week's Parashat Toledot. We have the two characters that we're going to speak about in the next few parashiot, Yaakov and Esav. And the question that we ask ourselves is, why exactly would we ever come and blame Esav? If Esav was already born with his natural instincts of evil, whether it was that we already know from the beginning of the parasha that Rivka was all worried that she's passing by a house of Avodah Zarah and there's kicking, she's passing by a Bet HaMikdash, just kicking until she finds out that no, that really it's two children. But if Esav is already born that way, already kicking towards the Avodah Zarah, why is he punished? Why do we even call him a Rasha? He was born that way. It's natural. So in order to understand this, there was once a story that there was a rabbi that he was working for Arachim for many, many, many years. And every single time, no matter how much he was working, he never had the true support of his wife and his children. They would never actually appreciate it. They would mock him. It was as if to say that, they didn't realize how important it was. So it once happened that he already got fed up. He went to one of the Gedolim and he asked for a bracha, and he said to the Gadol, listen, I'm working for many years in this organization. They do kiruv. They're trying to bring people back. But I just don't have the support. I always have this confrontation or this struggle with my family. And therefore, I want you to give me a bracha that they should actually appease with me. They should come. They should pat me on the back. They should appreciate it. They should motivate me. So he comes and he says, listen, Baruch Hashem, you've been having atzlacha for so many years. So says the Gadol Ador, whoever said that now if they're going to actually appreciate it, you're going to become even better. So therefore, I give you a bracha that you should have atzlacha. And that's it. He didn't give him anything else. So he was a little bit disappointed. He starts thinking, what? I went for a bracha, and he didn't give me the bracha. Fine, okay. Doesn't understand, but okay. He accepts it. A few months go by, and there's a wedding. And he thinks to himself, you know what, 1 second. This wedding is somebody that I was one of the main ones that brought them doing teshuvah for already a 3-year process. I'm going to take my wife to the wedding. So he takes his wife to the wedding, and all of a sudden the kala and the mother of the kala, they come and they go to the wife and they say, are you the wife of this rabbi? Listen, you should know. Look at what he became. And he starts coming and praising. All of a sudden, another woman, this is the wife. Another woman comes, she said, look at this girl. This girl is thanks to your husband. And look at it. And he kept on going and going the entire night. She was in heaven. She comes back from the wedding and she tells her husband, you don't understand how many people came to me. And all of a sudden, she flipped. She starts supporting the husband and appreciating it. And the entire family all of a sudden changed. And what happened? All of a sudden, he lost all motivation. He lost everything. He didn't have that enthusiasm, that push, that oomph, the same one as if to say. And all of a sudden, he even asked them for a little bit of time off. And then he realized what it was, the message of the Gadol Ador. Because the exact same thing once happened with Rav Chaim Volozhin. Rav Chaim Volozhin once had a student that he had a lot of fights with his family. Because the student wanted to learn a lot of Torah and the family were against it. And he was fighting and fighting, but he was growing. So finally he came to the Yeshiva Volozhin. When he came to the Yeshiva Volozhin, all of a sudden he didn't have the same enthusiasm. He didn't have it anymore. So he went to Rav Chaim and he said, what am I going to do? What's going on? I don't understand. I've been fighting my entire life and all of a sudden I get here and there's nothing here. And then he told him that's why. He said, because for you, your nature requires these struggles. Your nature requires these confrontations, these challenges, and it requires that in order for you to grow. And therefore, the second that you came to an environment where now you have peace and tranquility, you let down your guard. And now you're not going to grow. And that's what he told them. Kam Chachamim, and they tell us, this is the message that we have to understand what's going on between Yaakov and Esav. Even if a child is born with a certain tendency, that doesn't make them, or a certain inclination, that doesn't make them a tzaddik or rasha. In essence, all that does is that they have a certain tendency. The Gaon says, Chanoch lenar al pi darko means that you have to educate the child according to their nature. You have to channel their energy or channel their midot in a certain way. You can't break it. You have to make it. Certain children, you're able to come and you're able to educate them with compliments, with patting them on the back, and then you'll get everything from them. Certain children, it doesn't work. You have to be harsher. You have to give the challenges. And every single child, many times they will rebel. Some of them will rebel in a positive way, and some of them will rebel in a negative way. We are the ones that are incumbent, that it's important for us to understand that when they do that, we are the ones that have to channel. Are they going the positive way or the negative way? I have a family member that she was once saying about her child. And she was saying, listen, my son, he became this and this. And now he's got, the brisker with the sapeot and the Yiddish and tate mame and all the other things. And I went and I told her the following, and right away she agreed. I said, what do you prefer? Do you prefer that your son is on completely that path and that you're going to get so much nachat and appreciation, you're going to get so much enjoyment from him? Or chas v'shalom on the other path, that you'll be worried whether it's about drugs and everything else? And she said right away, I agree with you. You're right, because it's true. Every single child is different. Some children, they'll need the tap on the back, the pat on the back, and you'll have to always come and compliment them. And other ones, they need the challenges. We just have to make sure that in every single midah that a child has, there's no such thing as a tzaddik and a rasha. We just have to take every single attribute and actually channel it. The truth is, I gave a very long shiur, around a 40-minute shiur, all about this education and all about how channeling our midot, how we're supposed to do it, and to analyze the midot and to understand it. And that's the true difference between Yaakov and Esav, and that how even an Esav could become better than Yaakov. And that's why Yitzchak wanted to give the blessing specifically to Esav and not to Yaakov. However, though, this is a shortened version just to understand that when we see these two players in the Torah, never think that one's negative, one's positive. Because you could have a Rivka, that she's born in the house of Rasha and she becomes Rivka Tzadeket. And you could have an Esav that he's being born in the house of Tzadikim, of Yitzchak and Rivka, and he's one of the biggest Rishaim. Because sometimes it doesn't have to do with the friends. It has to do with how we channel our midot and understand that every child is unique. We have to understand how it is that we have to actually learn about our children, about whether it's employees, children, congregants, there's co-workers, people around us, friends. Every single person is born different. Every single person has different midot. We just have to learn how to work and deal with every single one in order that we're always channeling them to the positive force. Enjoy and Shabbat Shalom. Kol Tov, Batzlacha.